So DJI released the Flip, an ultra lightweight 4K drone that's very compact, perfect for traveling, self-flying modes with auto tracking, or fly with your phone or a variety of DJI remotes. And as I've been traveling and playing with this, there's some really amazing features that I was not expecting to love. I mean, to be fair, it's a lot like flying their other drones, but this one is so quick to get out and fly, it's gonna make you wanna fly it.
Mr. Black.
And by the way, welcome to the channel where I love to share with you cool gear that does come my way. If you like gadgets and gear, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't be a stranger. Also, if you like drones and DJI stuff, make sure you hit that like button. And DJI did send this to me, and a big thanks to you, the viewers, for making this happen. And I'm not here to get you to spend your money, but if you do see something here that you've been looking for to help you capture your travels or your creativity, well, I'll put links to everything down in the description. So with a quick unboxing, this is the combo with the remote that has the built-in screen. And I need to stop right here and say, if you fly drones and you don't have the one with the built-in screen, this is gonna be the controller that you want. With the other controllers, I've always hated using my phone as the screen. It was just a lot more to put together and awkward to like plug it in and then set it all up. Having this and just turning it on, the screen's right there, very bright, very vibrant, with a touch screen and all the information right there, and 13 kilometers of video transmission. It just makes it that much faster to get up and going, and just a better experience overall. But let's move on. You also get a case for the Flip. You also get a battery charger with 2 extra batteries. You also get some other little accessories and manuals. And of course you get the Flip, which is ultra lightweight. Like, this thing is like nothing in my hands. Even with the battery that sits on it, still makes this thing under 249 grams, which doesn't need any FAA registration or CASA or whatever your country's acronym is. The battery gives you a 31-minute max flight time, or with all three, basically gives you about an hour and a half. It flips out to spread out its wings, giving better stabilization in the air. And even when it's folded down, you can keep it on and just use this as a camera itself. The footage looks great and very stabilized. But the nice thing about this design is it gives you full coverage propeller guards, and it's made from lightweight carbon fiber, providing comprehensive protection for you. So if your finger is in there, it's not gonna chop it off. It might mow the lawn a little bit when it lands, but that's about it. But also the protection on that, so that if you do bump into something, it's not going to freak out. It's just gonna basically bump off of it and keep going. The camera has a 1/1.3 inch CMOS sensor and a maximum 4K 60 frames per second camera. And with that larger sensor, the drone can capture more light, delivering clearer images with vivid detail and also high dynamic range, so you can capture the beauty of the sunrise or sunset with ultra high definition video. And as I've been testing this thing, traveling to New Zealand and different parts of Australia, I've been able to get some crazy footage. And this one over the ocean, if I flew the Neo on there, it'd be like going crazy with the wind, but this thing handled it like no other, and I was able to get some really cool shots. Also on the front, there is a sensor to keep it from running into things. Now, the front sensor you can actually disable really easily in the app. That way, if you want to be a little bit more brave, if you're like trying to fly through things or getting closer to you, yeah, you could turn that off and not worry about it hitting the brakes. There's a tiny little screen on the front as well, so that you can see the different modes. And speaking of self-flying modes,
follow, droney, circle, rocket, spotlight, direction track.
With follow, this is great because you can just hold this thing out just like the Neo, and it will track you and follow you around. But also if you're on a bike or something, it will also follow you at fast speeds. And if you go through trees or things like that, it does a great job avoiding any of that stuff. Now, before I get to more of these modes, just so you know, through the app, you can adjust these a little bit more, which we'll come back to. So with Droney, this one's great. It just basically flies straight back and up. Let's say you had everyone together, you had a really cool spot, and you just want this to fly back. You can take some video or take a picture, and through the app, you can also set it to go up or just straight out and how far away you want to go. With Circle, you can get some epic shots where it will fly out from you and then do a complete circle around and then come back. You can get a really cool shot without having to bring the controller, do all of that stuff. You could just get this out, press circle, and it will do it. With Rocket, it just basically rockets straight up, and you could set it to go straight up, and the camera points straight down. So if you wanted to get a really cool vantage point from the top, like a bird's eye point of view, it will go up, and you can set it to just go straight up or also kind of spin at the same time, and you can also set it for how high you want it to go. With Spotlight, you're basically making it like a tripod, but instead of a tripod that has just that one shot, this will actually follow you around but staying in that same location. Now there is the custom one where you have direction track, where it will actually follow in front of you, so it'll go backwards as you're going, and if you change directions, it'll try to course correct itself to keep tracking you from the front. Now with the app, you can change that from direction track to helix, which is amazing. This thing flies out and does this giant like helix thing around you, or you can do boomerang, where it goes out and does like a boomerang from one side and then comes back around. Now also through the app, it has a microphone, so it'll record the audio on the app. So if you're talking to it, you can actually use the phone microphone, and it does a great job cutting out any of the noises, even though it's not a very loud sound from the drone at all. This is probably one of the quieter ones. It's gonna be following me, but I have it set for like far and high follow, so far giving like full body. And to even take it further with the microphone, you can actually do voice commands. So when it is flying, you could say, hey, like, hey, come closer. It will come closer. Say, go lower, go higher. You know, do one of these cool shots, and it actually does it. So there's a list of commands that you can look at, and you can even say, like, if it's going to run into something, you say brake, and it will stop right where it is. DJI also has filters for these. You have 16, 64, and 256, and these filters are great if it is a bright day, maybe there's a huge glare on the ocean or lake and you don't want to get that sun glare on there, or if you're trying to capture something with motion. So if you are on a bike or a scooter or skateboard or whatever and it's following you, it'll look like you're going a lot faster. Now with the release of the Neo, which is still a great price point for this little thing, like that's tiny. In my opinion, the camera is much better on the Flip than the Neo. And from like 9 years ago, I used to fly the Phantom 4. This thing became such a pain to put together. You have to put the propellers on, you have to take this thing in a big box, put your phone in the controller thing, and it was just a lot of work. And the more regulations came down on these drones and it was harder to fly, it just kind of made it feel like you're doing something bad. But with something like this, it was so easy just to take out. You get all of the same amazing shots, and it's just so much quicker, so much lighter, and also a lot more portable. And still, you know, it's under that 249 grams, so you shouldn't feel bad about it. And right now you can get the Flip Fly More combo for $779 US, or you can get the Flip with the basic controller for $439. And I would suggest getting the screen built into it. It makes a huge difference. So that's the DJI Flip, and I like it. I'm taking it on my next trip and just gonna help rekindle my love affair with droning. If you want to see my old Phantom 4 video, you can check out that one over here. If you want to see the Neo video that I did, you can check out that one over here. Or if you want to see the video that YouTube deems worthy of your next view, you can check out this one right here. So click one of those, and I'll see you there. Thanks for watching.